Hey everybody, this video we're going to talk about absolute value equations, and maybe you've solved some before, maybe not. I'm going to show you two ways to do them, and of course you'll take your pick and we'll see how it goes, but we want to hurry up and get started because I'm going to try to fit all this into one video, and I know these things can get long, so let's go. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is equations in this section. This is entitled Equations and Equalities, but we'll start with the equation, okay? Now, a lot of people misunderstand absolute value. Absolute value, everybody always thinks, oh, it's always positive, you know, but the truth is it means the distance from zero, okay? So if we consider, let's just take a look at the basic absolute value equation. The absolute value of something is 2. This means the distance from 0 to that thing, or x, on the number line is 2 units. This is true in two different places. The distance from 0 is 2 units that way, and it's exactly 2 units that way. That's why there are two solutions for this equation. I'm not trying to race through this, but that's the logic, and we'll apply it to inequalities pretty soon too, and you'll kind of see how this can be something you really don't have to memorize so much. But for you memorizing people, I do have a formula for you, okay? It says solving absolute value equations. To solve the equation, notice there's a linear expression inside here. That's because it's not always just x by itself. It can be an expression. To solve the equation ax plus b equals c, solve the compound equation. We do the same thing here. Drop the absolute value bars, if you will. And over here, just make c negative and solve both equations. That's how they're done. And I'm going to use that formula to show you how to solve this one right now. And I'm going to go kind of quick because I want to make sure we get to both equations and both techniques. All right. So the first one is 5 plus the absolute value of 3x plus 4, and that's equal to 7. And if you're looking at the formula, you'd say, well, this doesn't really fit the format because this expression equals c, and we have something else over here, but that's no big deal. We can remove it and put it in the right form just by moving it over using our algebra. Okay, so we got 2 now. All right, so to use the formula says solve the positive version and solve the negative version. All right, subtract 4 from both sides here. We get 3x is equal to negative 2. Subtract 4 from both sides, we get 3x equals negative 6. Now we divide by 3, we get negative 2/3, or x is equal to negative 2. So that's how that one is solved. And I know it went kind of quick with that. We're into this video 3 minutes already. But they are that simple to do. They're not real hard to do by hand. I'll put this into the lesson notes, and I doubt I'll show every step, but you can always refer back to the video for the steps. All right, now there's one right here that looks a little bit different than our expression up here. I'm going to show you how to solve this one by real quick, and then I have another method. I think you'll like it too. All right, so we're going to solve example 2, and I'm going to use the same formula, by the way. I got something in absolute value here, inside of an absolute value, and it's equal to 2x plus 5, right? So what I'm going to do is use my formula. 3x minus 8 equals 2x plus 5, positive version. Or 3x minus 8 equals negative 2x plus 5, negative version. All right, so I'm going to work with this one for a little bit here. I'm going to move that 2x over, subtract it over, I get x minus 8, right? Minus 2x, and we get a 5 here. That step over here, I'm just going to distribute that negative over here just to get things a little bit clearer of what's going to happen. All right, and we'll finish this up by adding 8 to both sides. We'll get x is 13. Over here, we're going to add this 2x over here to get 5x. It leaves me a negative 5. And we'll add the 8 over, and I think that's a positive 3, so x is 3/5. All right, so you've seen how to solve these equations. by hand. I'm going to show you another method right quick that I think you're going to like even better. So this will pay off for you guys watching the video. First you get your credit, then I'm going to show you a shortcut. Okay, because we're remote learning on Honestly, we're allowed to use this on our exam. So or a test, if I run into one of these, I'm going to use it. Okay, so there's a couple things to note here. The first one we did, 3x, absolute value of 3x minus 8. No, that wasn't the first one we did. That's the second one we did. Let's go to the first one. 5 plus absolute value of 3x plus 4 equals 7. Remember that. So we'll come back and show you what I did. Put your absolute value side on one side. Remember, it's equal to 7. Now, it won't graph just 7. It will graph y equals 7 because it's a horizontal line. Graph your horizontal line. Now, and we'll show you the solutions are the intersection of the two lines. There's your -2, and there's your negative, what was it, -2/3. All right, so there's the way to go. Now, if it's in Delta Math and they want exact values, you're going to have to, your fractions, you'll have to kind of know that that's a -2/3. We'll see what happens. You can just let me know. Let's go up here and take a look at this guy we just did also. Notice what I've done. I've got, on each side of the equation, I got a different expression. So I put this left-hand side of the equation in one Desmos entry, the right side in another entry, and I'll graph them both and look for the intersection. And there's that 0.6. That's your 3/5, and your 13 is right there. Or you can just zoom out, do it however you want, but you need to make sure you get both of them. Now, I did one earlier that didn't have two solutions. That's a better view right there. You don't have to have two, so be careful with that. But if you graph your way through them, you'll realize that. Okay. Anyway, let me know if you have any trouble with these. Thanks for watching, and good luck.